Welcome back to the Gaming Podcast Live. I'm your host, Miabyte, and we're here every 2 weeks to talk gaming stories, news, gossip with your favorite content creators. Don't forget, you can keep up with all the latest news and features from Gaming Magazine by visiting us online at gaymingmag.com. But I cannot do this alone. And I have some unfortunate news. I do usually have a guest host. And the guest host that we did have planned today, Ready Set Ben, unfortunately could not be here today. They had some personal reasons that an emergency that I had to take care of, to put it straight. But fortunately, we have the lovely, wonderful streamer that they are to step in at the last minute. Say hello to JamieVoiceOver. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, thank God I can hear you. For some reason, I couldn't hear myself at the beginning of the podcast, but I still can't now. But I can hear you, so that's the important part.
That's great. Yeah,
it's absolutely fantastic. How are you doing today, Jamie?
I'm honestly doing great. I hope you're doing well as well. Basically just had like a little family thing, and I basically got back, and I was like, yeah, it's like I'm ready just to get started.
Yes, thank you so much for jumping in at the last second there. I got a message today, and I just like, oh, I need to find someone who's amazing, knows what they're doing, knows their way around a podcast. And I thought, whoever then the wonderful JamieVoiceOver to jump in and say hello.
Yeah, I appreciate the thought as well. And just a quick reminder for those who are joining us live, you can interact with the podcast both here in Twitch chat and in a special dedicated section over in the Gaming Magazine Discord as well.
Heck yeah, you can. Yes, go check that out. You can use !Discord in chat, I believe, if you're watching this live on Twitch, because we are live on Twitch right now. Come on over to twitch.tv/gamingmag to come and check out the show live if you're listening to this, the audio podcast version. But before we go any further, we need to introduce our super special guest this week. And they are a pretty cool human being, a wonderful actor and content creator. It's the voice of Steph Gingrich in Life is Strange True Colors herself, none other than the wonderful Katy Bentz.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you again so much for having me.
That's great. How are you doing?
It's great to have you here.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this, and it's awesome to see so many lovely people in the chat too, ready to hang with us.
Honestly, I see chat is super hyped today, and hopefully we're going to get into some good conversation here.
Yeah.
So how's your day been going for you so far? What have you been doing? What have you been up to?
Good. Well, for some reason I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, just because I don't know, sometimes our bodies do that, and then I could not get back to sleep for like 3 hours. So,
oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. Yeah.
But I'm doing well. I just know that tonight I'll crash, So. Yeah,
I will say, well, you've got reason to, because I will say that both Katy and I are under the weather. We're both sick at the moment, so it's up to Jamie to do all the heavy lifting on today's podcast.
Good luck with that. All, Jamie.
Oh no.
Good luck with that, Jamie. Just dropping it on you now. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Throw you into the pool, the deep end of the pool, as my dad did to me to teach me to swim.
Wow. That's really what happened?
It's something like that. It was let's not get into it.
Oh my gosh.
Moving forward and looking back, let's move on to a section that we like to call the weekly recap. So I'm actually going to let Katy, you let us know what you've been up to recently. Is there anything that you've been playing, watching? What has been in the world of Katy Bentz recently?
So I started a second replay of Horizon Zero Dawn. The first time I played it was about 4 years ago when I first started my Twitch channel. I think it was probably the second game I played after Life is Strange on my stream, and I still didn't understand how to play games and stream, and that's a very difficult game to try to dive into.
It's a big game. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, and that was when I first realized that I'm not an open world gamer. Like, it's bad. But it was a charity goal of mine on our stream that we did a couple weeks back, where I would play Horizon Zero Dawn if we reached this specific goal, and we reached
that's
it.
awesome.
So
Which what goal was it, and who was it for?
Oh my gosh, we ended up raising over $12,000 for the Ukraine Crisis Fund.
That's amazing.
I think it was the 10,000 goal was Horizon Zero Dawn. I think that's what it was.
That's
but yeah,
awesome.
the community is incredible. The charity support is incredible. So yeah, I started playing Horizon Zero Dawn this past week, and I actually am enjoying it this time. And I think it's just because I kind of understand gameplay now a little bit better.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm just enjoying it. I don't know. And I'm getting lost in the picture mode. So yeah.
Honestly, I've had a similar experience with a game that I played very early on in my streaming career as well. I've gone back to Bloodborne recently.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's just because I've played through all of Elden Ring and like I had so much fun with that. So chat was like, oh, you need to do another Souls game. And I was like, well, I never finished Bloodborne. I got to a point in Bloodborne where I hit a brick wall and I was so angry that I just quit it outright. So now I've gone back to it and it's a lot easier now. So I'm assuming that I'm a better gamer at this point, or I'm just better at streaming and playing at the same time now. I don't know, but I could definitely tell there's a difference there.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me too. I just am like, I don't know, I'm like able to shoot arrows better. Also, I'm playing it on story mode, so like I'm playing it on the easiest thing I possibly could. So that also could be the reason why I'm better. No,
but you're just a better gamer now. That's all it is.
I commend you for playing Bloodborne. I tried to play Dark Souls one stream. And that was it. I think I like gave up halfway through the stream and started playing something else. I couldn't do it. I was so mad at that game.
Honestly, like if you want to play a Souls game that's a much more accessible at this point, I'd say give Elden Ring a shot.
I have it.
You have it? Have you played it yet?
Not yet, because I have a huge backlog, but I will play it. I'm going to take a whack at it, and we're going to try to do it.
You should. If you hit a brick wall in that game, the great thing is it's open world, so you can just wander off somewhere else.
I've heard, you just like you're in a mess with a big boss and you don't want to do it anymore. You just leave, and I'm like, I kind of like that idea. Yeah.
I love that. I left a bunch of bosses unfinished, leveled up like 60 levels, and then just came back and trounced them later.
Destroyed them. Oh,
absolutely.
I bet that felt so good.
It was very good. Like some of those bosses though, even when you're high level, are so infuriating though. But just go the magic route. You'll be fine.
Magic route. Okay, noted. Magic route. Done. Okay.
Is there anything else that you've been up to recently, or?
Yeah, just trying to get back into the swing of things. With streaming since I've been a little bit under the weather. So yeah, another one of the charity goals we had was a community week, like just a community game week straight. So we're doing that next week, which is going to be super fun. So like every single game you could possibly play with your Twitch community, we're going to be playing next week. And
that's awesome. Anything with integration, Twitch integration?
Oh my God. We have Move or Die. I don't know if you've played Move or Die.
That does have Twitch integration.
Yeah.
That's
Choice
very fun.
Chamber, Chef Squad. Those are like, I think there's Marbles on Stream too. I didn't put Marbles on Stream on there. I got to do that too. And Stream Racers. Have you played?
I've heard of that one. I've not played it.
Those are all really great. All 5 of those are really great chat interaction games. And I love that so much. But somebody came into my stream yesterday and said that, oh my gosh, what game was it? Where it's crowd control on Fall Guys. I haven't tried crowd control yet, but I heard that's...
I'm not either.
Yeah, it's a Twitch extension, I believe. Yeah, it's a Twitch extension. I don't know, but I guess they can mess with your gameplay or something. I need to look into it because there's a couple games on there that you can play. So, yeah. Anything that I can just let the chat ruin my night is fine. So yeah.
Honestly, I feel like those are some of the experiences that chat has the most fun with. Just like making a streamer's life hell.
Yeah,
is usually chat's job. So,
Yeah.
Jamie, what have you been up to recently, hun?
Not much because of like a bunch of technical issues. However, I have been playing Final Fantasy 14 quite a bit, and I've been mainly just crafting.
Yes,
because I find it like really relaxing. Like after like a hard day, you basically just sit down, you just make like a bunch of armor and like make a bunch like of food or something. Especially like when you're collecting resources, like, and you just have like a TV show like off on the side. So you just like time, like it can go by hours, like, and you just like don't know what you're doing with yourself.
Honestly, I feel you. I feel you there. Like when I got into the crafting stuff in Final Fantasy 14, I would literally just sit down. I would stick on something at the side, like a podcast or YouTube videos, and just get to work. It's the most mundane and repetitive thing that I think I've done in Final Fantasy 14. And honestly, I don't enjoy it all that much, but it's relaxing when you don't want to engage with some of like the harder content in that game. It's nice just to sit back and just I don't know, make yourself a new pair of shoes. That's always fun.
And it's like a really good way to make money for if you like, for example, like me,
that is
have item armor too low to do the next dungeon. So you need to make money when you only have like 5,000 gil to your name. So I'm poor and I'm spending all my money on materials, and it's like an infinite loop.
Oh yes, that's how they get you. It's that whole system is a work. They just drag you in so you can sell stuff to each other within that system. It's great. Katie, have you ever played like Final Fantasy 14 or anything? Any MMOs?
No, I've never played. I've never played any game like that before ever. And I'll never say I'll never do it, but I just haven't had. I don't know. I just don't know. I haven't had the pull to it yet. I don't know if I'd enjoy it, but I might try at some point.
The interesting thing is, did you know that Final Fantasy 14 has an unlimited free trial with unlimited playtime up to level 60? It includes the award-winning first expansion, Heaven's Ward, as well.
And it's all free. You know what else is free?
It's all free.
And you know what you should try playing if you haven't? League of Legends. And everybody out there listening, that is also free. And I've gotten way too many people in my community addicted to this game, and I would love to just get more people. So,
yeah. I've never touched League. Like I'm kind of like scared of like MOBAs in general because I know I'll be bad at them, and then people will type in chat, "You're terrible at this game. Log out forever." And I'm scared of that.
Here's the thing with League of Legends is people just have this idea. There's like this stigma. People in the chat are like, my mod is like, Katie, please listen, Val. I have to give the word out there of League wherever I can. Okay. But the thing that I think there's a stigma out there that League is toxic, right? And it's true because it can be really toxic. But if you have like the right people to play with, if you just turn the chat off, like there's so many things you can do just to have fun, and you'd be surprised. There's so many people who are like, I'm gonna suck at this, but then they just get into it. And they're just having fun. Like League is so much fun. I don't know.
You know what? I actually like. I might dip my toe because the funny thing that happened this last week, actually this last week and a half, is I played a game that I never thought I would ever play and I'm kind of like a little bit addicted now. I started playing Fortnite, and
we just started playing Fortnite again too.
It's because now the building is gone.
Yeah,
it's so much more appealing to me because now when I'm shooting someone, all of a sudden I'm not fighting a tower for some reason.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it feels like you can actually like strategize now. You can like say you're getting towards the end, take the high ground, take those points on top of the hills and stuff. So you have as much advantage as possible over the other players. And I've been loving it so much.
Yeah.
I bought V-Bucks yesterday, and I bought some skins, and I'm like, oh,
You're
God.
getting addicted.
Yeah.
You're getting into it. This is the first time you've played? You didn't play when it first came out?
Well, actually, funnily enough, I was actually a founder for Fortnite before it was a Battle Royale game. So when it originally came out, it was the Save the World
it was a
game
little,
that they've done there.
Story mode, yeah.
Yeah. So... my friend had backed the game. I think it was like a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo at that point. Yeah, and they gave me a copy of it, which is a founder copy, and I was like, okay, I'll play this. And then when they announced the Battle Royale stuff, I felt so betrayed by Epic. In general, I'm like, no, I don't. I wanted this to be a tower defense game. I was enjoying it. Now they've sold out and they're trying to get the big bucks, and I just like swore it off forever. I went back to it a couple of times, and again, I'd be fighting against people who would all of a sudden just raise up towers in front of them.
I never could build ever.
Yeah. I was awful at it as well. It's like, what is the strategy here? Just build a tower faster than the other person. So I'm just having a lot of fun with it now. And I never thought I'd be able to say that. So that's news to me. So maybe a MOBA or two might be worth playing.
Well, if you ever want to play, let me know.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we'll do Fortnite at some point. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll teach you League. We play Fortnite. Let's go.
Yes, League and Fortnite. Let's do it. The other great thing that's happened over this last week is I'm now officially friends with Mad Moxie from the Borderlands series. It's
That's pretty cool. I haven't played that series yet either.
Oh, it's actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Oh, you have that too?
Yes, I have. I have a lot of games. Yeah.
It's an amazing looter shooter series. Our producer, Robin, he's a diehard fan of Borderlands. He loves it to death. It's like I think it's Lego games and Borderlands are the two things he loves. He used to be the co-host on this podcast, so if I don't mention it, he will lose his mind.
I love that.
And he was so angry that Moxie sent me a bottle of her collaboration with Ballantine's finest. This is like a whiskey. Now, I don't drink much alcohol, and I don't drink whiskey, but I made a special exception for a video game character sending me some alcohol. So
yeah, you just put it on the back of your shelf, and you don't even have to drink it. You just put it back there, show it off. Have you taken a drink of it though?
I have taken a drink of it.
I'm with you. It's just.
I'll drink it with Coke, but the only problem is that like Jack and Coke used to be my blackout drink. So I would drink that a lot when I went out, and I would make mistakes. That's the problem with me drinking whiskey. It leads to mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm more of a rum kind of gal now, and I very rarely drink at this point. But honestly, I made this thing called a Moxie's Mule, which is basically just the same thing as I think
ginger beer.
Ginger beer, lime.
Yeah.
Wasn't as good. I missed the rum. I wanted rum in mine. And
have you ever had
whiskey,
tequila in your mule?
I haven't.
You had a Mexican mule.
I haven't had a Mexican mule. That sounds interesting, though.
It's very tasty.
Oh.
Yeah, I started with the vodka, and then I just changed it up. I don't think I've had a rum one before.
Yeah,
I don't drink a lot either, so I'm with you on that. But tequila mules, very good.
Honestly, the pandemic has destroyed me for drinking. I was at the Gayming Awards this past week, and they had an open bar with beer, and I had like a cider and some wine, and I was like gone straight away. I had 2 drinks with water in between, and I just can't hold my alcohol anymore. I'm really sad about it. Like just not drinking for 2 years, I guess, can just screw you up completely. Yeah. Anyway, okay, moving forward. It's time for a section we like to call Bite-Sized News, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's where we go over everything gaming in the news recently. And funnily enough, I mentioned the Gayming Awards. That kicked off this past Monday, and it was a fabulous event. I was there, as I previously mentioned, but I got to see all the wonderful queer content creators that were up for awards and stuff. We hung out, we had drinks. It was absolutely fantastic. So we're going to do a little bit of a recap here, starting with in fact, I'm going to skip that one for a second. Jamie, why don't you tell me who won the Authentic Representation Award?
So, at the Gayming Awards on Monday, the winner of the Authentic Representation Award was none other than Life is Strange True Colors, which is amazing. The other nominees were Boyfriend Dungeon, Unpacking, and Unsighted as well.
That's it's absolutely fantastic and obviously well deserved. I can remember like when I was playing through Life is Strange True Colors and subsequently the Wavelengths DLC and the representation for obviously like queer people in that. It's done so well because it's not like super in your face. It's not a trait that defines any of these characters. They just happen to be queer and exist in the world, and I think that's the most authentic you can be about those characters. But I will tip my hat to the Pride section of Wavelength when you're just going through the memories and when Steph was like back in Seattle with the band and going to the Pride events for the first time, and just feeling that, or like that representation right there, and like why this event, for some people who might not even know about Pride, matters to people. And it was really cool. Like as a queer person, like I really loved, and you could tell that some of the devs obviously must be queer, because if they're not, they're doing a really good job at pretending. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. After that, we have the Best LGBTQ Character Award, which, funnily enough, was won by Life is Strange True Colors again for Alex Chen.
Yeah, I'm wearing your shirt to everybody. I'm a little
it's great. It's great. Like as soon as I saw you wearing that today, I was like, I've worn that in the game. That was like one of the outfits that I wore. It's great. So also for that was Helmut Fullbear and Bob Zanotto from Psychonauts 2, Steph Gringrich from Life is Strange True Colors, as well as Meredith Weiss from Lake. For me, it would have been a toss-up, honestly, between Steph and Alex. Like, I love them both equally. I don't think I'd be able to choose between the two, but I'm glad that there was that Life is Strange again representation in that award there, because it has been again, I don't want to toot the game's horn too much, but it has been like a very impactful, I imagine, for a lot of people, and just to have a game that puts like LGBTQ characters front and foremost is great to see.
It was really, really cool to see Steph being like acknowledged for what she's done for so many people, you know. I love that. Like, I don't know, like she's so close to my heart because, you know, she's my connection to this beautiful community, you know, and the letters that I've received and the people that have sent me messages about what she's done for them and how she's helped them. And then for her to, because, you know, I didn't know that was going to happen. And I just like saw it when the Gayming Awards announced the nominations. And I was like, oh my God, this makes me so happy, because like, you know, the team over at Deck Nine worked so hard on that character. And so it was really cool to see that. And but yeah, and I'm so happy that like I'm happy that one of us got it, you know. I'm happy that Alex won, because again, like the representation, it's so beautiful. And so it's really cool to be able to bring home another award for the game.
I will say this is going to be awful for the audio listeners, but I love the is that like a painting, that kind of portrait you've got of Steph up in the background.
Tori did that, right?
Yeah, Tori. Yeah, that's
nice.
Yeah, that's old. Yeah, that's from like almost 4.5 years ago. One of the first fan arts I saw of Steph, and then the Life is Strange fandom, like the main lifeisstrange.com fandom, was doing a giveaway or something around Christmas time, and the person who runs it, Chris, was like, hey, you know, we'll send you one too. We're gonna have you signed to send out to people, and then we can send you a full frame. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. So that's gonna always be the forefront of anything, because she's so dear to me. And
yeah, Chris is wonderful.
Yeah.
As well.
You've got the next award there, Jamie?
I do, yeah. The Best LGBTQ Indie Game Award, which went to Unpacking, which was Unpacking's a really fun game.
I just played it and I loved it so much.
See, I haven't played it yet, so you're all gonna have to tell me like the appeal of that game. I have it, I just haven't played it.
So appealing.
I've only like played like a small amount, but I kind of know like the story about it, which was really adorable. However, the other nominees were A Year of Springs, Boyfriend Dungeon, Lake, Sword of the Necromancer, and When the Night Comes.
I will say, I'm not sure if it was audible in like the Gayming Awards stream, but when A Year of Springs came up, it's like this little tiny itch.io game. And I feel like I'm one of the very few people who've played it. But when it came up on the screen, one person screamed for it, and it was me. And everybody just turned to look at me like, okay, all right, yeah.
Hey, you like what you like in that.
Yeah,
hey.
Yeah. Fantastic game. Like, it's actually about a trans person's experience. At least the because it's a series of games. It's actually free on itch.io, but it's a trans person's experience going to a Japanese like bathhouse and like hot springs. So it's about how they come to terms with going to the hot springs and obviously, dealing with dysphoria through that and not knowing where you're supposed to be. It's a really cute and fun experience. But yeah, I'm glad it was all like featured or even nominated on the list, because I feel like that game is very, very underserved. Underserved, not undeserved, underserved. But yeah, I'm very, very glad that Unpacking won, though, because a lot of people seem to love that game like so much.
Yeah, it's a pretty short play too. I think you could probably play it in like 3.5 hours. And yeah, it's one of the most beautiful ways to tell a story. You literally are just unpacking this person's life. And you don't see who this person is. You hear who this person is. You just get to learn about who they are in their journey by unpacking their items.
Yeah,
and just from seeing what their items are, you get to learn so much, and it's really well done.
That's so cool, because like I've heard it's like you have to piece together that story from the little bits and pieces that you get. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Next up, the next award that was going down on the night was the LGBTQ Streamer of the Year award. There were some wonderful, wonderful streamers up for this award, including Blizzbear, Critical Bard, Evo, Eret, Nihachu, Ready Set Ben, Wreck-It Raven, Sammy MJ, Shaba, and Jamie, Sean, and Toff. And that went to Aimsy, who is a Minecraft streamer, very, very young streamer. I think they're in their early 20s, but they do a lot of Minecraft content, and they're the forefront of being like the next generation of just like queer streamers who are being unashamedly themselves. So it's really great to see them take home that award on the night. And of course, we have the LGBTQ Streamer Rising Class of 22.
And part of that class are It's Me, Holly, Crunchy, Coda Girl Chan, Lucia Everblack, Luke Boogie, and Awkwardish Panda.
Yes, again, we've had them on the channel like multiple times now at this point, because we've actually been inviting them on shows and shows like Let's Go Gaming and the podcast to get interviews with them. They are all like wonderful people. Originally, this award was going to go to one person, but I've got the inside scoop that the judges essentially were like, all of these people are doing such good work as like upcoming streamers. There's no way you can give the reward to one person over another and say it's more deserved. So it kind of turned into this this class, and it's great because now they're getting extra support from Twitch. They're getting a bunch of like free stuff from Cooler Master and a bunch of other. Yeah,
that's amazing.
They're getting like a bunch of stream kind of kit things from, I think, Streamplify, and they're also going to be the founding members of the Gaming Magazine Twitch team as well, which is
nice.
Which is great. So I get to like pull them in to all the different things that we're going to be doing in the future, including DigiPride and any other wonderful things that end up on this channel or the YouTube in the future. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really, really excited to get to work with them. Also, a couple of them were there in person. We had Luke Boogie, Coda Girl Chan, and It's Me Holly, who were actually there on the night. Again, two of them had flown in from the US and Canada as well.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah, just for that night. And it's like, oh my God, that is dedication right there.
Yeah.
And they are all, again, wonderful people, even in person. There are lots of hugs and screaming that went on that night, and too many drinks. So, but it was
that was on a Monday night, right? I just want to say that again. That was on a Monday night.
I was like, again, for queer people, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. If we're gonna celebrate our queerness, we do it whenever.
On a Monday night, going hard.
Exactly. I mean, that's what they say. Like, Pride is all year round. It's not just in the summer.
Yeah. Somebody had said one of the speeches from the night, like chimed in on that, and it was just so real. I was like, yeah.
In fact, like there was a wonderful speech from I think again our producer Robin, who's like the head honcho over here at Gaming at the end, who's just like reinforcing how much meaning there is for queer people and the strides strides that we've made in the gaming industry in general. And I think like the message that was taken away again, that there can be no like LGB without the T, was so meaningful, and like got such a huge round of applause and like people like standing ovations in actual theater. I was just taken aback, and because obviously there's a lot going on with trans people at the moment in the US, and it's not the best time. So it was great to see that reinforced support right there. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Moving on to the next award was the Best LGBTQ Comic Book Moments, which included the likes of DC Pride #1, Killer Queens, X Factor #10, and the Pride Omnibus, which actually took home the trophy, the award that night. Wonderful to see the author actually get up and accept that award, especially there. I think they were talking about how they just wanted to write a book for themselves more so than anything else, and they didn't have any idea that this little thing that they wrote would actually blow up and people would love it so much, which was again fantastic. And it's definitely worth checking out, the Pride Omnibus. I've read some of it. It's about a version of a superhero world where queer heroes exist, but it's how they integrate into society, and even with say like parodies of the Justice League and things like that in that world, how accepting are they of queer people? Like there's a character that specifically left a group like that because they basically pushed him out for being queer. And it's just a really interesting view of how these characters kind of interact with each other, and how you don't really get a lot of focus in superhero stories on queer people in general. Well, obviously that's changed a bunch now with like Marvel and DC actually coming out there and actually implementing queer characters into their stories a lot more. But historically, it's all been very like straight edged kind of, these heroes are you don't have to even question their sexuality, So it's really interesting to actually find a comic that takes on these kind of conversations, which was really cool to see.
Absolutely, yeah. And the next award that was given out was the LGBTQ Tabletop Gaming Award, which went to Adventure with Pride, Queer We Go Again. I honestly love that title so much.
Yeah, it's a great title.
The other nominees were The House Doesn't Always Win, Thirsty Sword Lesbians, and Wander Home.
Oh my God. Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I know Queer We Go Again is a good title, but Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Oh God.
That's so good. That's so good. The nice thing about Adventure with Pride is it basically adapts your D&D games to be able to insert more queer content into them and make them more accepting and more open, which is absolutely fantastic. Next up, we had the Best LGBTQ Contribution to Esports, which the nominees were Amanda Stevens, Cloud9, White Valorant Team, some wonderful people on Cloud9, by the way, including Annie, who's a fantastic queer content creator, and the Chicago Metropolitan Sports Association, and Emmy Captain Fluke Donaldson, who took home the win. And it, again, great to see another trans person just winning awards on the day, and the work that they've done within like the shoutcasting community and esports presentations, just to be that representation that you want to see in that industry. Absolutely fantastic. After that, with some of the bigger ones of the night, we have the Gaming Magazine Readers Award. This was basically a public vote. The nominees for that were Boyfriend Dungeon, Forza Horizon 5, Metroid Dread, Sable, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, The Grace Ace Attorney Chronicles, and Resident Evil Village took home the win. Have you played Resident Evil Village?
Yes, and I loved it. It's my favorite Resident Evil one. It was my favorite game.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I really love 4. Like 4 is up there, but seeing
I haven't played 4 yet, so
if you like Village, you'll probably like 4.
Okay.
Village was basically kind of a love letter to 4 in terms of like the setting and the general vibe, that it was a little bit more action-esque than it was like completely creepy almost, even though you did have those segments in Village, that basement segment in Village with the baby.
Oh God, don't remind me of that. That and then the dolls.
Yeah, that whole section just I was like, nope, I want my weapons back. I want to be able to fight back.
It's just crying at you, and
mm-hmm,
no, that was a
mm-hmm.
mess. Yeah, it was such a good, great game though.
Absolutely fantastic game. And of course, it has Lady D in there,
Yes.
Mommy Dimitrescu, and we all love her so much. Before we move on to the next award, we had the Industry Diversity Award, which was a wonderful range of companies that have just done amazing work to try and raise diversity within the industry. There was Women's in Games International was featured there as a nominee, London Gamers, I Need Diverse Games, which is actually Tanya DePass's organization. Tanya DePass also took down the Gaming Icon Award. We had her on the show last week. Absolutely wonderful individual. And but the winner of the Industry Diversity Award actually went to the UKIE's Raise the Game pledge. So congratulations to them. And other than that, I think we have the Game of the Year award too, which Jamie, why don't you tell us who was up for that and who won?
Okay, so there were 4 nominees for the Game of the Year award, being Unpacking, Psychonauts, Boyfriend Dungeon, and the winner being Life is Strange: True Colors. Which is...
I'm so glad. Like, I was supposed to be on the judging panel for like Game of the Year and stuff, but unfortunately there were too many games and too little time I had to like play them, so I had to kind of like recuse myself as a judge because I didn't think I could like fairly say. But my vote would have gone straight away for Life is Strange: True Colors because it's super, super cool. But yeah, like I'm so glad that it got the recognition that it deserved during the night, and so many obviously other people seem to agree too, and it's had such a strong effect, at least on all of the judges over at the Gaming Awards. So that's awesome. How was your time with the game? How has the reception been for you?
Oh, amazing. It's just I knew that it was gonna be something big, just because I worked on it and I was like, all right, this is gonna be this. They're gonna freaking love this. They're gonna love these characters. They're gonna love the story. They're gonna fall in love with everything about this. And that's what happened. And it's just been amazing to have so many new people come into like my world, come into my Twitch community, into the Discord, and just build this beautiful community even bigger and brighter. And that's something that like I'm just so grateful for being a part of the Life is Strange series, is that it's brought such incredible people. You've got like these heartwarming individuals who just care about lifting each other up every single day. And that's what like is surrounding me constantly. And it feels so good. Like some of the most wholesome, caring, loving individuals. And it makes sense because like, you have a game like Life is Strange, you have people who are very sympathetic, very empathetic, and of course the lovely people from the LGBTQIA plus community, like, so it's just, I feel so lucky, truly. To know such wonderful people, and more people are still playing it, and coming in and saying that they enjoy it so much. So it's just awesome to keep meeting new people. And and I get messages and tweets, and I try to respond to as many as I can because I just appreciate them taking the time to tell me how they enjoyed the game and what Steph meant to them and everything. So it's just been a wild ride so far, and honestly, it always feels real.
Deck 9 has done such a fantastic job, like just crafting that universe and like Haven as a town. I want to go to there. I want to live in that town. I just want to be in this idyllic kind of mountain location where I can run over to a record store or drop by the bar and just hang out for the day.
Yeah.
That's the life I want.
They did it so well because it's like, Deck 9 is in Colorado. So like they know that world. They just set it in their own world. And so it's just really amazing what they did. And the technology, was so much more advanced, than previous games. And I think that helps so much with folks who are playing to connect with these characters, to connect with the story. Because I mean, some of those scenes, especially at the end where Erica is, or where Alex is confronting Jed, that's one of my favorite parts of the entire game because of just how detailed the faces are, and it
Yes,
just pulls
definitely.
you in. They did an amazing job.
The look of the game in general is so pretty. Like, I went back to it recently because when I was playing through the first time, obviously there's a DMCA mode where it like turns off all the music, and I'm like, I actually want to experience the actual experience that I was supposed to have outside of the stream. So I went back and I was just like amazed like how good like the game looks and like the level of detail, because they're not like photorealistic characters. There's this kind of like, I don't even want to say Pixar-esque. It's like halfway between photorealistic and Pixar in a way that I don't even know how to describe it, but the level of like fine detail, almost this like painterly kind of detail that they get with their while maintaining that like polish in the game. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I had so much fun with it, like even the second time round as well. And let me tell you, that scene you were talking about at the end with Jed, because I don't know if it was because of the choices that I made, but that scene just frustrates me every single time. Yeah, and I keep thinking maybe I'm making the wrong choices. I don't know if it plays out of a different way, but everybody just distrusted me except for everybody turned on me.
Word.
Both
Yes,
times?
Listen, I made some poor choices. Both times.
It's okay. You know, they're your choices and you stand by them. But yeah, you can have everybody stand up for you.
Oh, good. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to play through it again now and try and get that.
You must have been drinking whiskey because you made some mistakes.
I made some mistakes. Yeah, I had a few JDs and Cokes at the time.
You didn't make any mistakes. No, that's your story, and that's what's great about the Life is Strange series. You know, overall, and especially True Colors, is that whatever you decide to do, whatever route you decide to take, whatever decisions you decide to make, like that's true to your story. And that's special to each player individually. So there's not a right or wrong way to play the game. But yeah. I need to stop falling into the same patterns, clearly, because it was about 6 months apart, and I think I made some of the same choices. So yeah, I don't know what affects that specifically, that scene, but Steph's oh my gosh, you had nobody stand up for you. Yeah. Okay, so you took the anger from Charlotte twice.
I did it, yeah.
Why? But when going into it, did you know that you took the anger from her the first time, and you're just like, I from her again?
I had a recollection that I'd taken it from her the first time, but I was like, maybe I'll need to use this later and actually like push this anger into somebody. And I completely forgot that it would make things go pear-shaped.
You need to play it again. You gotta play it. You gotta play it again.
I do.
Yeah, because you didn't tell you didn't tell Eleanor either about the death.
I didn't. I spared her both times. I was like, I can't do this to her. Oh no, I need to start making different decisions. Yeah, and then I'll play them back to back.
During chapter 4, during the whatever the festival, you can find Ducky somewhere.
And you find them in the tavern,
You have to find Ducky, and it's one of the most heartwarming moments in the entire game. It's another one of my favorite moments.
I'm so sad I didn't find Ducky. Oh no.
You have who else?
Ducky's an absolute sweetheart.
I don't even know exactly what you have to do to get Pike to stand up for you. I can't remember.
Do you have to take away his fear in order to have him stand up for you?
Maybe that's what you never took away the fear.
I didn't take away the fear. I
Both
thought
times.
it would.
I love how you just played it exactly the same. I love that. Choose your own adventure game. Usually second time they're like, I'm gonna do all these different choices. Well, Mia's like, no.
Here's the thing. The thing. Like the first time I was getting through it quite quickly. And then the second time I was like exploring and trying to find these little things. And because it had been so long since I played it last time, I honestly think that I completely forgot the choices that I made the first time.
6 months is a fair like amount of time to,
Plus, it can kind of be like a bit of a gut feeling as well. It's like what you truly believe to be right as well.
True.
So it's not truly about like, what if you're doing the right thing is what you truly believe is right for those people.
Sometimes a choice would come up and I'd be like, I kind of want to pick this one, but it doesn't speak to my heart. So I just chose the choices that spoke to me.
And that's what's beautiful about these games. And you experienced it how you're supposed to experience it.
Oh yeah. Right. I'm gonna. One of the reasons I love Steph, I was playing through the Wavelengths DLC, and it was nice to know that when she started doing her radio station gig, she had no idea what she was doing, but did it anyway. which is exactly like me right now. So I'm going to do an ad read real quick for a quick thing. So did you know that the pages of Gayming Magazine are coming to life this July in New York City? It's absolutely fantastic. The Big Apple, yes, gaming is going to be there. You can join 6,000 of your fellow gamers at this unique convention that celebrates all things queer geekery, from streamers to indie games, AAAs, cosplay, and even drag icons. Did somebody say drag show? Yes, there will be a drag show. It's going to be fantastic. There is going to be something for everyone. So you can head over to gaming.live. That's www.gaming.live to find out more and grab tickets for the event. I'm going to be there. There's going to be a bunch of other queer, amazing people there. So please get on down to New York City. Come to the Gayming Live first ever convention. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, and we hope to see you there. Now,
so fun.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really hyped. I've been to New York once, but I was very young, so I'm really hyped to actually like go back there and like experience the culture. Which I say that because it's America, right? But I feel like the different places have very different cultures.
You're just gonna eat a hot dog on the street and a piece of pizza, and that's gonna be it for you.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
No, there's some culture in New York City. Yeah, there's culture there.
I want to go for like breakfast or brunch or something and get like real good bagels. I don't think I've ever had a good bagel.
A New York bagel. Yeah. There you go.
A New York bagel. That's what I want in my life. Exactly. That's what I want.
Also, the traditional pizza slice as well.
Yep.
You can get like dirt cheap pizza, which is apparently amazing as well.
Yeah, it's very good.
I want to go to a bodega, just in general, because apparently like New Yorkers are obsessed with bodegas and don't think that that convenience stores exist in any other part of the world, I've seen, apparently, according to Twitter. So that'll be an interesting experience for me. I will tell you if my life has changed afterwards. It'll be great. It'll be absolutely fantastic. Okay. Now, moving on. Katy, it is time for your spotlight. We're going to go ahead and get to know you a little bit more. Yay! So I know that you've been streaming for around 4 years now, I think. You started streaming around the time before the storm came out. Is that right?
Yeah, I started streaming November 2017. So we're coming up on 5 years almost. Oh my gosh. We're like, math is really hard. 5 months away? 6 months away? I think 6 months away. Yeah, so we're like 4.5 years. Yeah, we'll go with that. 4.5 years of streaming.
How's the content creation experience been for you? How's the journey been in general? What would you say are the highlights, and how have you gone about like cultivating such an inclusive community?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because when I was younger, I was really into YouTube. I loved YouTube. I loved just being weird and putting myself, on YouTube. And I remember like when I was 16, I attempted to do Blog TV, which was this really old live streaming platform. It was such a weird platform, honestly. There was literally nothing except for turning your camera on and having a little chat room. But yeah, so I think there was always this a part of me, from such an early age. And then I got the part of Steph in the game, and I had a friend at the time tell me I should stream it on Twitch, and I didn't know about this world at all. Had no idea about what Twitch was. I hadn't even heard of it. And it sounded like so interesting to me, and I went on to their channel and played the game with them on their channel, and then we had people from Twitter. Because I had resurrected my Twitter because I believe Webb, the performance director of True Colors and the co-game director of Before the Storm, had told me, oh, you should do a Twitter again. And I said, oh, okay. So I had a bunch of people from Twitter come over, who some of them are still in my community to this day, which is just insane. Like 4.5 years and they're still here. It's amazing. Yeah, so people in the chat were like, hey, you should make your own channel. You should make your own channel. I'm like, what does that mean? What do I do? I remember streaming from like my crappy laptop, in my kitchen, where my first inspirational words of wisdom stream was created. And then suddenly people, were donating for me to get a PlayStation 4. And before I knew it, a week later, I had a PlayStation 4. And then I started streaming from that. And, I just enjoyed being able to talk with people and yeah, I don't know. It was just a really close knit community in the beginning. And I had an amazing boost from the game. I had an amazing boost from the fandom of Life is Strange. So I'm to this day always, always grateful for that, because I know how hard it is to get started as a streamer on Twitch. And so I, was very lucky to have that boost. And then I somehow got partnered from streaming on a PlayStation, which was crazy. Eventually, yeah, just over time, I've developed what I've got now with all my technology, even though sometimes it still doesn't work. But
no, that's absolutely right.
It always breaks. But yeah, like we've just updated over the years, and yeah, the community, like I said, I really have so much to owe to Life is Strange and to Webb and to Zach and to people who gave me a chance, and with this character, because it changed my entire life. I think like it really did. It changed my life. I would not be sitting here talking with you guys right now today if I was not a part of Life is Strange, if Webb did not cast me as Steph Gingrich, and I would not have met so many people I see in this chat right now. Like, it's just incredible. So I have so much to owe to Life is Strange and to Deck Nine and to Square Enix. But yeah, and I don't know. I like to be an inspirational person to people. I like to be a motivational person to people. I like to share what's going on in my life and hope that it will also help somebody else who's going through something. So I've always been super vulnerable. I've always been, super open and just like ready to just be there for people. And I think that because of the type of people that this game brings in, I have the same type of people who are just like me in my chat with me. So it just keeps creating and just keeps, it's like positive energy attracts positive energy. So it's just like these people, we just keep attracting more people like us. And so this community is just growing into such a wonderful thing. So
yeah. I dropped by last night, obviously. To your stream.
You're looking at a little stories.
That's the thing I was just going to mention. Like, for the audio listeners, again, this is terrible, but Katy in the background of her setup has these flowers that she pins to her these paper flowers. Sorry, not actual flowers that she pins to her door and writes subby names on there, the names of subs who have done tier 3 or gifted a bunch of subs. And like, it's the little things like that I just think are so cute that are like culminate to say like how just in general, like how wholesome that community is and how much you give back to your community in general to say, yes, we're all in this together. It's not just about you, it's about all of us. That's just the evidence of that. I love to see it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I remember like those early streams as well. I think I even remember like the stream that you got partnered. I think you were playing like Uncharted and you were like hiding in a bush.
I was playing Uncharted 4. Yeah, that game is always near and dear to me because I got partnered playing that game. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, like Jamie has been like in the community since the beginning too. Like Jamie, I think originally found me from Twitter.
Yeah, I did because Webb actually like tweeted out about your account, like going
with the
this
D&D
is your account.
guy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Webb. I love that. Yeah, Webb got me back on Twitter, and then I got Webb into streaming. I love that. I love the full circle. Yeah,
Webb is wonderful. It kind of leads into like the next question of since your time as a content creator, do you find like any content inspires you, whether it be on other content creators, TV shows, movies, or other stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that watching sometimes is better than doing because you can learn a lot from watching other content creators. And that's such a really important thing. And I think so many times with streaming, especially if your schedule is so packed with streaming like it is for me right now, I'm not able to hop in as much as I used to or want to hop into people's streams. But I absolutely love going out and checking people that I don't know, just going on the browse section of Twitch, going and finding different musicians. That's probably one of my favorite things to do. I'm not a musician, but I love finding musicians on Twitch because there's so much talent out there. And I don't know, it's just cool to see whatever other people are doing. You know, you can maybe like get some new ideas, see how people are interacting with their communities. It's just really great to learn that way. So whenever I have that opportunity to hop in to people's streams and just see what's going on is something that I try to do as often as I can.
That's that, like, again, that's awesome. Like, you get inspiration from so many different places, and it's just it's always great to like bring kind of like not like stealing from other people, but to let them inspire you and bring like ideas into your own creative space and just let that like kind of blossom and flourish.
Yeah, and it's great. And I don't think that's the thing, like that I've experienced at least, is that nobody ever thinks anything is stealing, like people, because like I know a lot of people who have done like, their ornaments or things since seeing it on mine. And that's amazing. That just means that they're like, oh, cool. And that's great. It's another way for them to bring support in, and it's another way for them to show support. And I love that so much. I got the idea. So I had a streamer friend tell me, oh, Katie, you should do ornaments every my friend Nucci. And I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. And I had remembered my friend Trey, she has stars. She just has stars every single month. And I don't know, like, I think, she does the 5 gifted subs. And so I used her idea of the 5 gifted subs as a starting point for what I was doing with these new ornaments that my friend Nucci had given me the idea for. So it's just like, it's never stealing. It's just trying to like uplift each other. And I was just like so grateful that my friend just like gave me that idea. I was like, that's really cool. And so
I remember like something similar, like back in the day, like a friend of mine was doing something very, very similar, except they were like, I think they were like writing on their own face, which is a little bit much. For me. So I think I ended up getting these like little tiny gem kind of stickers, and it was basically like bejeweling my own face for every sub that came along. Obviously, it's a very long time ago.
You just turn it into whatever you feel comfortable with and whatever speaks to you. Yeah,
exactly. It's just so nice to see how it adapts and changes for every content creator too, and there's the spin that they put on those things. So going over to Life is Strange again. One thing with Steph's character, obviously beautifully played, you do the role fantastically. The one thing I love about how her character was written is that, again, she's unashamedly herself, how she's openly queer. She doesn't have any reservations about it. Well, in the main game, at least, she just like, again, you can walk up to, is it Diane? Is that the character's name?
Yeah, in the
and literally just start flirting and to cause the distraction. And great, absolutely fantastic, super important representation, obviously, for the LGBTQIA plus community. Did you have any expectations when you started the role, playing the role, that you would have that kind of reception? How has the reception been for you from the community?
Yeah, no, it's been really, really amazing. When I first got the role, I had no idea. Like, I just knew that she was a D&D like stage manager lesbian. Like, that's what I got. That was literally what I got. She was 16. She was all these things, and I was like, cool. Like, I can do this. That's great. Not knowing that, 5 years later, she would, develop into this amazing character that, again, would speak to so many people. And, I've always been an ally, a part of the LGBTQI plus community. And I've learned so much more about this beautiful community and how open and how accepting, because like coming in and I'm an ally and being able to play this lesbian, you're always like, okay, is this going to be taken, in the right way? Are they going to support this, and they did. And it was amazing. And I love that, because of course I want to make sure that I'm bringing justice to this character. And I want to make sure that I'm helping to create this beautiful representation for everybody out there who, is already out, who's coming out, who's questioning, who they are and what they like. And I just wanted to make sure that I was bringing justice to that, as an ally. And to have the response from people all over the world has shown me that, it went okay. And I'm really, really happy and grateful for that. And yeah, the writers, man, they are amazingly talented. Those writers are amazingly talented. The writer room, they knew exactly where they wanted to go with Steph. And every time I got a script for her, it was so easy just to bring her to life. It was so easy. And like, it's so funny because I'm just so connected to her now, you know. But when I went back to the character for True Colors, like I was nervous, you know, because again, like we had this really amazing character that developed into a fan favorite character. And I wanted to make sure that, again, like I was bringing justice to what these folks already knew from BTS. And so I had a little bit of like worry of like, oh my gosh, is it going to be the same stuff? Is it like, how do we do this? But over time, you know, it just was so natural for me to jump back into her.
Mm-hmm. Actually kind of blends into like the next question a little bit because like around the time before True Colors was even announced, you obviously had to keep, you know, the reprisal of Steph a massive secret.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to know a little bit, like how hard was it, and like did you have any like special techniques on like how to prevent saying, oh hey, I'm coming back, hello.
Yeah, well, every single day for like 2 years, I had people in my chat saying like what Robot said, "Life is Steph. I want another game. Where's Steph? Is the life? We need a Life is Steph." Like all the time. Like I'd be playing, I don't know, League of Legends or some random game, and somebody would be like, "Man, I really miss Steph." You know, it was just always this thing that I had to continue to just be like, "Ah, yeah, yeah, I know, I miss her too." Like she was so fun to play. In the very beginning, it was definitely hard. But it just became such a like off the shoulder thing. I'd be like, yeah, it sucks, you know, she's gone, you know, whatever, you know. But yeah, it was definitely because I had to travel a lot for the game. I actually just I started putting up my vlog series from my time working on it from like back in 2019. So it's up on YouTube now, and I'm gonna have the series be coming out. So you guys, if anybody is interested, you guys can go watch my journey with working on the game. But yeah, I had to travel the entire time. And so I'd miss like 2 weeks of streams, and I would just lie to my community and tell them I was going to work on short films or going to see my family in a state that they didn't live in. And yeah, it was a lot, but yeah, that's what we have to do, you know?
Yeah. And if we were to ask you now, do you think we'll ever see Steph coming back in the future? What would you say to that?
I wish. I don't know. I would love to. Deck 9, if you're out there, you're listening to this right now. Screenix, if you're out there, you're listening to this, I'm ready. I would love to be Steph again. I'm serious. Yeah, I don't have anything for you guys, but I would 100% play Steph. Totally. Like I feel ready now. Like how I was in the transition before PTS and True Colors and like being nervous about it. Like I could jump into Steph like immediately right now. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I don't know if she will come back. I don't know, because I feel like we got such a nice story with her in the DLC, and I don't know where we would go. I don't know where, you know, it seemed like such a nice little bookend. But a part of me is just crossing my fingers that maybe we'll see her again. I don't know. I don't know though. I promise, guys, I literally don't know anything. I don't know. Or they think I'm probably lying right now, but I don't have anything.
I'm going to assume that you're telling the truth at this point.
Yeah.
In which
I am
case,
telling
like,
the truth.
Deck 9, get on that. We need more Steph in future games, even if it's just like a cameo or something. You know?
Just put her in a cameo.
We need more like impromptu trips to Kansas, please.
I know. When I go back to Kansas, that's when you guys will know. No. Yeah.
That's how you know. And of course, Steph is a beloved as well for being a massive nerd. Like we've mentioned, she has a love of music, D&D, LARPing. Absolutely. I feel like that's why it's connected so well with some of us here, also massive nerds ourselves, who are into very much the same thing. Is there anything that you personally nerd out over?
Oh, I wish I could say I am so in love with D&D, and I also DM, but I don't. I don't know. Like, I'm not much of a nerd, to be honest with you, in the sense of like those kind of things, like role playing and tabletop RPG. I appreciate it and I respect the heck out of it, and I've done it multiple times. I did the Kids with Bicycles tabletop gameplay, which was super fun. That was probably my favorite tabletop I've done so far. But I've dabbled in a couple of different tabletop games, but Steph is definitely way more nerdier than I am. She's so much nerdier, but she's taught me a lot.
You can nerd out over anything. It's like, is there anything that you're super, super passionate about?
I mean, I guess I'm really passionate about music. I like music a lot. I really enjoy music. I think music is such a reset. It can be such a reset for so many of us. And there's a song literally for any kind of emotion you want to feel or want to stay in or want to change, I definitely really, really do love music, and I love all sorts of music. Like I have a very eclectic taste in music, and I have for such a long time. And like I was telling my chat the other day, like I have a country station on my radio station in my car right now. A lot of people are like, why are you listening to country? Because it can be good. Country's good. But yeah, just all sorts of music. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like my life is just very much streaming. And so I don't know. Oh, well, can you nerd out on like plants? I like plants.
Of course. Yeah, you could be a plant nerd. Yeah.
Okay,
totally.
I'm definitely a plant nerd. I'm gonna grow a pineapple.
You're gonna grow a pineapple. That's awesome. I mean, you're in the. I'm assuming you're in the right climate for it. So yeah,
I put it in a water thing. Like I put it in a jar with water, so it's gonna grow, and I'm excited about it. I did murder a date the other day though. Not like a date, and like I didn't go on a date and murder somebody. I'm so sorry. I need to be careful. I like a date palm plant. It died. But I am growing a little pepper. So I definitely am a nerd with plants. Yes. And then I've gotten really into cooking, like healthy cooking, and I love it so much. I had to do it because I was I've been developing some immune issues, immunocompromised, and I was like forced to kind of change everything and switch everything up. But now it's just like I love it. It's become a second it's just a hobby of mine to cook and to figure out what I can do and what I can throw together. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess nerding out on cooking and plants is my thing. Yeah.
Do you have any like go-to recipes to make? Like
okay, so there's this really good one. I love cauliflower, and you can do so much with cauliflower. But you can do like a cauliflower burrito bowl. And just like take the cauliflower. Yeah, it's so good. Take the cauliflower, like, put it like olive oil and a bunch of different seasonings, and like, put it in a bowl and mix it on up, and then throw it in the oven. And then take some black beans and put them, like, heat them up, and then like make them into like refried beans. Get some guacamole, mix your guacamole, make some your own pico de gallo, and get some rice if you want rice, or like quinoa, and just like, there you go. That's a really easy one. Or stuffed zucchini boats. Those are good.
Ooh.
Rice and like whatever kind of ground turkey or beef or chicken you want to use. You could make it like vegan too, and use like some kind of soy thing. And just load that up, scoop out the zucchinis.
Honestly, when we went live today, I did not think we were going to be getting cooking tips with Katy Bentz, but I'm very, very glad that we've arrived at this destination.
Yeah,
right now.
I love it. It's been so fun. Like and I've made bread recently. Okay, I'm very much nerding out on food. Like I made my own bread, and I don't know if there's any people who make bread out there, but we made bread, and I did it on stream, and twice, but yeast free, which is wild. Most people are like, how do you make bread without yeast? It works. I don't know. Yeast free, dairy free, gluten free, egg free.
Wow.
Yeah, what is it, right? It's bread, and it turned out really well. And there's just something, I don't know, like there's just something so cool about being able to know exactly what's in your food, because so many times we don't, like, especially in processed foods, we're like growing up just eating whatever, but it sucks that it takes like a life altering, disorder to make you like be like, all right, I need to pay attention to what I'm putting in my body. And then you start looking at all the ingredients and learn about these ingredients and what these ingredients are doing to your body. And it's like, dang. But I don't know. There's just something very rewarding about cooking, knowing that everything you're eating is fresh, that you can, pronounce the names of them. And it's just special. Like it made, like then I hadn't had a burger in so long because I can't, but I made just kind of this makeshift burger with my bread, and I got like turkey patties or something, and I made it, and it was just so good. It tasted amazing because, like, I don't know, you just knew it was in it. It was so cool.
That is amazing. And of course you can eat it, and you did it yourself. So honestly, like I am so jealous of people who can actually who take the time to cook and who can cook. I'm a terrible cook. I do things so wrong. You just
have to follow the instructions, because I also I mean, I'm not perfect in my cooking. I tried to make these like gluten-free pumpkin pancakes the other day, and they did not work out. They just didn't work out. I just had this crap inside of a pan, and I I ended up, because I don't like wasting stuff, I just ended up eating mushy, weird, half raw pancake things. And of course, I didn't tell anybody about that because, like, you know, that was
now
a fail.
now everybody knows. Now the world knows. So,
but yeah, like, I don't know, like, just make sure, start out easier, you know, start out easier, and make sure you have literally all the ingredients it calls for, and just follow the directions. It can be so simple, but timing is definitely, like, I spend like 3 hours probably a day just on making food.
I see chat is screaming out spicy oatmeal. I did see that tweet.
Oh,
do you want to explain what that means?
Okay, that's not cooking in a sense, but that's okay. Yeah, so 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I had a day. I just had a day. And I think that might have been the same day I also broke a mason jar. I'm not sure. Probably. But yeah, like, I was doing a bunch of stuff. I was doing my morning routine and, you know, all that stuff, and making oatmeal. And yeah, I went to go get the cinnamon and put the cinnamon in my oatmeal, and then we called it done, and take it back to my bedroom, and I decided to take a bite of it, and I was like, why does this taste so weird? And it took like a couple of seconds for it to start burning my tongue, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with this oatmeal? And then I was like, is that paprika? And I was like, oh my God, this is cayenne pepper. No way.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
And I was like, my mouth was on fire, and I was like, this sucks. Like, I just wasted all this food. And I was like, can I eat this? So I took another bite to determine if I was going to be able to eat this. And I was like, no, because guess what? When you use cayenne pepper in any kind of recipe, you do literally a dash of cayenne pepper. A dash, right? When you use cinnamon in a recipe, you put a little bit of extra cinnamon on there because you want it to taste real good, right? So yeah, there was a crap ton of cayenne pepper in this oatmeal. And yeah, sure enough, I went back to my cabinet, and that's the video you guys saw. Yeah. I was like, where was this? And it was right there. Yeah. That happened. Yeah.
Sorry, that happened. But it does feel like there should be like a Hot Ones themed with like oatmeal, where it just gets progressively spicier.
Yeah, supposedly there's like savory oatmeals, which I didn't know about. Like, I can't even remember the name of them. It's like, if you've ever had a bagel with lox, they have those like little green pea things. They're not peas. What are those called?
Capers?
Yeah, those things.
Capers, yeah.
Like, you can like have that in your oatmeal and like make it like savory. So I don't know. Maybe maybe out there someone puts cayenne pepper in their oatmeal and makes it savory.
A little pickle juice, I guess, in there with your capers. So
yeah,
that sounds
maybe. I
cursed,
don't know.
honestly. But
yeah, I'd rather have cinnamon. Yeah,
me too. Honey, cinnamon, I can't even say the word cinnamon. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Sugar. There's so much good stuff. But
all the sugar.
Yeah, and I started doing coconut sugar now.
Oh.
So yeah, I do alternative cooking. Like, I try to take away like as much as I can. So like the sweeteners I use are maple syrup, honey, and coconut sugar. Those are the sweeteners I have.
So I didn't even know that coconut sugar was a thing. So
me either until I looked it up. Yeah, and it's like super easy to get, and then it tastes fine. It makes it sweet, and it's from a coconut. So yeah.
all the best healthy cooking tips over at Katy Bentz stream. You just got to pop on over there. I'm going to be coming in. I'm going to be asking you for your alternatives now. That's
please do. I'm serious. Like, I've been having people message me in the community asking me for recipes and like suggestions, and I'm like, this is cool. I love this. So if you have any questions, I'm your go-to for now, I guess. I wouldn't say that I am experienced, but I'm learning. But I'm happy to help.
Well, speaking of questions, Jamie, I believe you have another question going back to Life is Strange.
I do, and it's kind of. It's going to talk about LARPs a little bit in live action roleplay. Now, if you were to create your own character in live action roleplay or D&D, who would they be? What would they be like? And would they be good or evil?
Ooh, I like the good or evil one. I don't know about that one. But I would love to play an archer of some sort. I don't know. I'm like in love with Ashe from League of Legends. She's like an elf archer, and she's wonderful. I think that might have been when I played D&D for the first time. I think I had like an elf archer. I think that's who I was. And just because I think it's so cool. It's like a femme fatale like character, and I just like a badass character. I don't know. It's very much like Aloy from Horizon 2. You know, she's not an elf, but, you know, she's an archer. And I don't know. I just like love that so much. So maybe that in LARP form. And I don't know. I also did play a some of the classes are escaping my brain. A rogue. I played a rogue. What did I do? Halfling. That's who I played. I played a rogue halfling in another D&D campaign because I wanted that, like, you know, like that evil kind of, like, you know, going behind everybody's back kind of situation. I don't know. I think I want to make her good. I'll make the Archer good. Yeah, for this one.
Aligned good, a chaotic good, or neutral good, or how are you going with that?
Let's do neutral good.
Neutral good.
Yeah, maybe she'll, like, you know, slip into something, you know, evil, and she'll have to, like, figure it out and pay people back for I don't know, but I like that. Honestly, I would totally do LARPing. People were going to the Ren Fair. It was over here in California, I think 2 weekends ago, and I was like, oh, I would have totally gone. I would love that. I would love that because I enjoy like I'm not a cosplayer, but I enjoy dressing up and I enjoy, you know, putting on a different, like, appearance and doing that thing. And I've never been to a Ren Fair, like, in like actuality. I think I've like walked by
friends. I have friends who've gone to them and they look fantastic. And I'm so jealous I've never seen something like that in the UK. There probably is, but nowhere near me. And I'm so jealous of those fantastical costumes and the fact that you just get to dress up and just walk around and just pretend you're in that time. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Honestly. And there's so many cool vendors. Because when I did, like, I guess I did go to one like a long time ago, but I didn't dress up. Like, it was very, like, I didn't know where I was. Like, it was so just out of my element. But there were so many cool vendors, I remember, and just like everybody just in theme and in costume. It was really cool. So yeah, I would totally do LARP and I would be into it. And yeah, if ever there was an opportunity that arose.
I will say, like, taking it back to Life is Strange, the LARP section of the game of True Colors, I think that was my favorite section in the entire game. Honestly, like, everything, it kind of like ramped up the whole game, didn't it? And let me just tell you, like, chapter 5, was it chapter 4? Like, some of the, like, the mind stuff later on. I don't want to get too deep into spoilers. That was amazing too. But like when the LARP stuff, when I think Erica's character Alex just like starts feeling the joy emotions from Ethan, and then the area just transforms around them into what it becomes. I was like, this is amazing. I love this so much. This is just like, it's so good. It's so good.
And we hadn't seen that before in a Life is Strange game. It was this fantastical world that like these devs got to create, and I was so excited for them.
And
like, I'm
foreshadowing too.
Oh
it
yeah,
was totally foreshadowing.
A lot of people didn't get that, and they're like, "Wait a second," and they remember it back. And they're like, "Hey, hold up here a second."
To be fair, I didn't get that until just now. I just like
Wait,
I
really?
didn't even think about it. Yeah, literally. That's just like me saying foreshadow. That was just the light bulb going off there. It's like the realization. Yeah, that's it's so good though. I will say though, getting into your character and into your role, as the game ramps up and you get these more and more like emotional. The game is about emotion in general, but as you get into these more like emotional dialogue and situations, like saying you're playing D&D with Mikey, or even with Steph, or Steph, sorry, reminiscing about Gabe. How did you prepare to take on such like heavy scenes? I know that the production as well featured motion capture, didn't it? Like, did that change your approach at all, or how did that work?
I mean, just the fact that like we were able to do full performance capture, so they're capturing our face, our body, and our voice all in one. So that just is so much more helpful. Being able to perform everything at once and being able to use your body to help your voice, use your voice to help your body. Like, everything is connected, and it just makes that entire experience so much real as an actor. Because doing straight voiceover in a booth, like, I mean, you have like voiceover actors are incredibly skilled at what they do at bringing characters to life with just their voice. But yeah, having the full performance capture was amazing. And yeah, I don't know. I think I was just really excited to finally be able to portray Steph in this emotional way, because we had never seen her like that before, like that emotional. And yeah, the scenes with Mikey, like I was so excited, to hear those back and to see what it all looked like coming through, and I was really pleased with it, and really proud of what they created, and proud of my performance. And yeah, I don't know, but getting into those moments, like I just kind of like, I'm not a method actor, Kat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
cat.
Sorry.
I love it. No, look at the
Machi
little
is
paws.
Machi's making his usual podcast appearance again. He's going to start screaming any moment now in order
I just
to.
like that we just see the sit. All we can see is the sit. No head, nothing. I don't even. Oh, there's.
And he's gone. There you go.
Cute. Oh,
He'll be back. He screams a lot during these podcasts, and I apologize every single time. But yeah,
no, you're fine. I just can't not. I see a cat. I have to acknowledge cat. But yeah, like I'm not a method actor in a sense of like, you know, pulling really from like what I've gone through to try and get these emotions. Like I'm able to just kind of like take a moment, just like think sad, and just kind of like try and figure out where Steph is at this moment, or whatever character I'm working with, and just kind of figure out where they're at in that moment, and just kind of dial it in, and just like really get to where she needs to be, for me to get to where she needs to be. And just kind of like the switch is on, and then I go. And you know, it takes a couple takes for me to get in. There's actors that can get it right off the bat, and then there's actors that need a couple of like takes to like get that sweet spot, and that's kind of how I am. But yeah, I don't know. It's just again, the writers were able to create this really beautiful character and really beautiful scenes, and it was really fun to be able to dive into her emotional state when she was dealing with those scenes. But yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So, I got another question for you. Do you have any memorable moments from your time working on the Life is Strange series? Could be during the recording process, or both game releases. What moments do you take forward with you?
Just I think watching the Square Enix presents, like their present, like I think it's just them presenting what's going on next in Square Enix land. And yeah, watching that, knowing that I was going to co-stream it, and my chat was because I had never code streamed any kind of like present things or anything, like no award shows at that point. I've never done that before. And so I'm sure people in my chat were like, what the heck? Where are we co-streaming this for? But yeah, I mean, I had it already. Like I was in like a closet cosplay, like Steph outfit. Like I was ready for it. And yeah, as soon as she appeared in the trailer, like it was just so cool. Everybody, like I had never seen my chat flying so fast. It was so fast. Everyone was like, what the heck is happening? And so like just that moment was so cool. Just to be able to share that this was going to happen with all of these people that I wanted to share it with so much, because I knew that this game was going to help them again and was going to help more people. You know, I just knew it was going to be such an important thing in their lives. And I wanted to share it with them so bad. And I was finally able to. So yeah, just the moment. And I think that's just whenever you work on any kind of creative project or film or TV show or video game or whatever, like we want the final product to get to the player or the watcher or the viewer or whatever. Like that's where we want it, you know, that's what we're striving for. So I think that moment when we got to announce it, and then after the long, what was it, like 6-month wait for them to get to play it finally, that was awesome too. But yeah, just being a part of just working with Deck Nine again, I literally like I speak how amazing they are all the time, and I know I sound like a broken record, but an amazing production company full of just wonderful people, and it's the best production company I've ever worked with, hands down. They're amazing. They are amazing what they do. They're so passionate about bringing their stories to life, and they're so passionate about the fans that they've gathered over the years, you know, through their games, and just such kind people. So yeah. Being able to meet them and form friendships with a lot of those people has been amazing.
Again, like you, I think that you know the way that you've carried yourself. You speak about Deck Nine and saying that they're fantastic, but obviously you're very fantastic yourself. So I know that you've been doing your content creation for, again, going on almost 5 years now. We've talked about that, and how long have you been acting in general?
I started acting when I was 14. I didn't, let's see, when I was younger, I like struggled with bullying a lot, as a lot of us, again, like I think that's another very common trait, not trait, but very common thing that we've went through in this community, in my community. And we can all kind of relate to what we've gone through. But yeah, so it was just my mom was trying to put me into like dance classes and that kind of thing to try and just like give me just some kind of expression because I was so closed off because of bullying so much. And then yeah, I was a part of a dance team my freshman year of high school, and it was just really catty and like rude, and it was just that stereotypical movie. It was so weird. I was like, why are people like this? But then I found the drama club, and it was, I don't even know like why I decided to take it, but I decided to take a drama class, and then I became a Drammy. And
is that the official name?
That's the official name, at least for where I went to school. Yeah, we were the Drammies, and I miss that. I miss being part of the Drammies. But yeah, it just gave me like a place where I could feel okay being who I was, and that people weren't going to bully me. I could express myself how I wanted to express myself. And yeah, I remember I auditioned for a play. It was the first play I auditioned for ever, and I didn't get cast, and I was like really bummed, and I was like, oh, dang it, right? And the director had asked me if I wanted to be a student director, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, sure. And then 6 days before the play was about to go live, the main character got suspended from school for throwing smoke bombs in the boys' bathroom. So yeah, he got kicked out, and he couldn't perform anymore. And we were doing You Can't Take It With You, which we literally only did these old, we did like Arsenic and Old Lace and The Curious Savage, like all these old freaking plays. And I'm like, why can't we do The Lion King? Why can't we do Wicked? Why can't we do something fun? But yeah, it was You Can't Take It With You. And the role he was playing was Grandpa. So they just put me in as Grandma. And yeah, I was like really determined and motivated to learn all of these lines. I remember there was 206 lines, and I remembered them, and I didn't need a book on stage, and I was really proud of myself. And yeah, that was my jump start. And then I was in several more plays at school, and then went on to go to college and study theater. And then after that, I was like, where do I go from here? I can't sing, I can't dance. I'll go to Los Angeles, not New York. I'll do the film route. And then, yeah, I want to say like the first 6 months down here, that's when I booked Before the Storm. So it was.
Oh, hell yeah. That was wild. Quick. That's amazing. That's
awesome. Know, it was crazy. I was doing a bunch of, as we were discussing earlier, a bunch of really interesting movies and being on sets with, really interesting people, and not in good ways. And yeah, and then I just found myself in the video game world, and this is where I want to be, especially after like going to the BAFTAs and just meeting amazing people and just seeing the energy around the gaming world. Like I'm just like, I want to be here. I want to live here. This is where I want to be.
I'm so glad that you are in the video game world.
Yeah.
Jumping off of that question, again, this is a dual-barreled question, but what advice would you give anybody who maybe wanted to get into content creation, or at the same time who maybe wanted to get into acting? I know there's probably very different advice, possibly.
No. Yeah, no? I think in both situations, like you had made an ode to Steph earlier about just like not knowing what she was doing, but just doing it. I think you should really just so many people just wait for the perfect time, or wait to know, when the right time is, or to know all of the things you need to know before you start. Like there's some people like and like that I've run into who have not started their Twitch stream, or are waiting to start their Twitch channel until they have all their overlays, until they have everything. They want it to be perfect. And I'm like, yeah, when is perfect? Like, is that going to be in a year? Like, perfect never exists, And if we wait till perfect, we're just going to keep sitting on our butts, not doing anything, because we're worried about not being perfect. And especially as a creative, like, it doesn't exist. Like we're always learning, we're always developing. And that's the beautiful thing about creating and learning from the people around us, is that, yeah, it's never going to be perfect, and we're always going to be learning. But yeah, just jump into it. With streaming, with acting, there's starting points, just try to find some casting site online, try to do research on agents, try to just see where you can, find short films to be a part of or student films to be a part of. And and then just start building your resume and start building your reel. And just start it though. But that's just with anything. I think the pandemic has put us in a very complacent spot. And a lot of us are just kind of stuck here in a limbo, and we're like, I really want to do this one thing, or I really want to move. I want to do this. And I just don't know how. The first thing to do is take that step forward. And you truly know exactly what you need to do to take that step forward, but you're just scared, and that's okay. But sometimes the unknown can be super beautiful, and that could be, the greener grass on the other side. And yeah.
That's some solid advice right there. Now, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for all of the answers to your questions. Now, we do like to finish with a little something we call quick fire questions.
I love
It's a little bit different. It's not necessarily stream of consciousness. Just answer like honestly, whatever comes off the top of your head. And I'm going to let Jamie give you the first question.
Okay, first question. Berlin, Salem, or the middle of the ocean?
Middle of the ocean.
Hell yeah. What was the one game that defined your childhood?
Spyro.
Who is your favorite video game character?
Oh my gosh. Hellblade.
Senua?
Yeah, Senua.
Okay. Didn't say Steph. Ooh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I can't say my own character.
No. I'm just ribbing. What game do you most want a sequel to?
Can it? Well, I mean, Hellblade, but it's already coming out, so
okay.
I guess I'm happy.
That works.
Who would be your dream stream guest?
Alive or dead? Anybody?
Ooh, a dream stream guest. Oh my gosh. I got to watch Julian play Life is Strange True Colors, which was amazing, and he just seems such a lovely person, and my chat was like talking about me playing Fortnite with him. That would be fun. So I'm gonna say Julian. That'd be great. Have him on.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Which game are you most looking forward to coming out this year, or have you had the most fun with this year so far?
I don't know when Stray is coming out, but I need more information on that. I want to play that game so much. Like, I don't know. It just seems so fun.
Jetpack Cats for the win. Let's go.
I know.
Backpack Cats. Yeah.
If you were marooned on an island, what 3 games would you want to have with you?
League of Legends, Tetris, and I don't know. I need another one. Something that's like chill. Stardew Valley. There you go.
That works, yeah. Which game has the best soundtrack?
Life is Strange Dreams. Okay, I said I wasn't going to say Steph, but like, I don't know. Life is Strange games. Particularly Life is Strange 2.
Very cool. Now, this last question, you are free to take as much time on this as you like. Jamie's got it for you.
Okay, so where can people find your content, and what have you got coming up on your channel?
Yeah. Well, I am Katy Bentz on Twitch and Twitter, and then over on Instagram, I'm Katy Bentz Official. I'm also Katy Bentz on YouTube as well. I'm very, I try to be as active as I can across all of my social medias. My Twitch is the most active, then Twitter, then Instagram, then YouTube. But yeah, there's also, I think I have a link tree too that has like the Discord. You guys can come join the Discord. It's super fun. I do cameos. I also have been doing Streamlies. So there's tons of different ways to interact with me. But yeah, I'm very responsive on Twitter though.
Hell yes. And my lovely co-host, what have you got coming up on your channel? Where can people find your content?
Most people can find me on JamieVoiceOver over on Twitch, and same thing on Twitter. My content's very sporadic. It's just kind of like what I'm feeling like at the moment. I normally like talk about like charity events whenever they're coming up, like a month or so in advance. So keep an eye out on that. And yeah, that's all really what I've got going on at the moment.
Awesome. And of course, you can find all my stuff over at twitch.tv/Miabyte as usual, just playing cute and cozy games and other stuff. Probably Fortnite, to be honest. It's just going to be Fortnite.
I think I'm going to become a Fortnite streamer with you. I think let's do it. Let's go.
The future is Fortnite. It's not just the kids playing anymore. It's the grown-ups now too. Thank you very much. Now the boomers have come in, all the kids are going to be like, I don't want to play this no more. I don't want to play this game no more. But yeah, absolutely. This has been fantastic. Thank you both for coming. You're absolutely wonderful to have you on the show, Katie and Jamie. It's always great to see you. So thank you so much for giving up your time and being here.
Yeah, this was amazing. This was amazing. Thank you so much for having me, seriously. And you're both amazing hosts, co-hosts. I appreciate it so much. And to everybody watching, thank you guys so much for being here.
Yes, exactly. Thank you all so much for joining us on this episode of the Gayming Podcast Live. We will be back in 2 weeks' time with the next episode of the podcast. So make sure you tune in then.
But that's not all, is it, Mia? What's coming up this week on Let's Go Gaming?
Yes, also, we have the Let's Go Gaming show. This is every week. You can come and hang out on a Thursday or Wednesday, I believe, and just hang out, come and see join myself and some awesome queer content creators. It changes every single week as we play all manner of video games. Our next episode, again, it's not confirmed whether it's Wednesday or Thursday this week, but it's going to be 8 p.m. UK time. And we're going to have the lovely Shora, musician Shora, and another guest on the show. So be sure to join us live right here on twitch.tv/Gayming Mag. Do not miss out. It's always a fun time.
You can follow the Gayming Mag channel here on Twitch or subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of these amazing shows. And of course, podcasts can be listened back at any time on all major podcast platforms. And if you're listening there now, come over to our Twitch and watch us live. Just head over to twitch.tv/Gayming Mag.
Exactamundo. But I will say, this has been a fantastic experience. It's been so great having you both on the show. And everybody who watched, thank you too for joining us. In the meantime, do not forget to keep reading Gayming Magazine on the website, watching all the shows, doing all the things, and we will see you all very, very soon. Goodbye for now, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Take care.